Hello, girls. How are you today? I hope you're doing super great. This video is to explain you how to do the activity of today. Today we're going to do a listening activity, and we have 4 points in the agenda. The first point is to watch the video with the explanation. This is the video, and it's very important to see every video that teachers do for you because in the videos we explain how to do the activity, we explain vocabulary, and maybe we are checking answers from other activities that you have done during the week. So I invite you to also, and every moment that you have, you see the videos that we post in Google Classroom for you. The second point is to check your answers with the reading activity that you did yesterday. Then we're going to look at the vocabulary to help you with the listening activity. So that's why it's very important to see the video, because in here I'm going to explain you the important words to listen the conversation. And in the 4 point, you're going to listen a conversation of two people about batteries. So here we have the answers of the story map about the story from the Robot First Day School. We have here some possible answers, but I don't want you to worry if you don't have the exactly words that we use in the examples. But if you say the same in different words, it's super okay. Don't worry. So, title, Robot's First Day of School. If you have robots first and school, those are the most important words to use in the title. Then, the main character. We only have one main character. And maybe you can say Bob or you can say Robot. But if you say Bob the Rabbit, it's okay too. The setting is the school. That means that setting is the place. Okay, so now we have two words, two synonyms. We can say place or we can say setting. Then we have the 3 parts of a story, beginning, middle, and end. In this part, you can have many possibilities to say the beginning, the middle, and the end. But what we suggest you as teachers to use present progressive to express what is Robot doing in her first day of school. So that is important to say. Always use or try to use present progressive. Like in the example, it is Rob's first day of school. He is telling his daddy that he is very nervous. Okay? So if you have in your writing, in your reading activity, something very similar, so it's okay and you can check it. Now in the middle, we said that the most important part of the middle of the story is that Rob has different activities in the school, like math, art, and recess. And at the end, we says that Rob is telling his daddy that he loves his school and he's learning many things. He is learning, Rob is telling. Did you see that we use present progressive? So I invite you to always write present progressive when you are using these mind maps for reading. And the last part is really interesting because it's talking about predictions. So we can see that not only predictions are for science, that we also can predict what will happen with second day, school's day of Robot. So we says that is going to, that I think Robot is happy coming back to school. Why do we predict this? Because at the end, Rob is telling Daddy that he loves school, so he likes school. So that's why we predict that maybe second day of school is going to be happy also. And in here we put he has new friends. Maybe that could be a possibility. But in here you know that predictions are not correct or incorrect. The most important is to be creative and to think how the story finishes and how can start the second day of the Robot Bob. Now, in the third part, we have the vocabulary to help you to understand the listening activity. This is the most important part because if you know these words, you can know what is the conversation about. So we have the first word is calling, okay? So the girl is calling her dad. Now we have the second word, cutting off. Cutting off. What is the difference between cut and cutting off? Cut is to cut very carefully to see how I'm going to cut the things. Or when I cut the tomatoes, I cut them gently. But cut off is poof, immediately. Like, oops. For example, if you see in the picture somebody, maybe the hairstyle dresser, is cutting off the hair with no care. So it's just boom, something that happens immediately. And that also can happen in the callings. That means that, for example, when you are calling your grandma and you are talking blah, 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 and poof, 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 what happened? It's because the calling cuts off, okay? The other word is electrical outlets and charge. I know that electrical outlets is not a new word for you because you work it in the science activity. This is electrical outlets, okay? And the electrical outlets, you can use it to charge many things. For example, I use electrical outlets to charge my cell phone. So we use two words, electrical outlets and charge. Those two words are going to appear in the listening activity, okay? And then we have capacity. The capacity of the bottles is different. So if you see the first bottle, it's little. So the capacity is going to be little. But the third bottle, it's bigger. So the capacity is going to be bigger. Exactly. Now, capacity can also be related to batteries. So which object can have more capacity? The cell phone or the computer? Think about the example that I give you about the bottles and you are going to say it, okay? And the last word to understand the listening, it's replace. Replace, and I put here an example with a remote control. When the remote control is not working, it's time to replace the batteries. So I take the remote control, I have the batteries, I replace because I take them and I put new batteries in there. So replace is to change the new from the old. Or I can change my cell phone or I can replace my cell phone. So change and replace are very similar. They are synonyms. And finally, I'm going to show you that in here you have the activities that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 points that you're going to answer according to the audio, that the audio you can see it here in Google Classroom. I suggest you and I invite you, please, to listen only 2 times, okay? Remember, before you listen it, you are going to read all the exercises. Scan all the exercises, all the 7 exercises. What are they asking you for? What are the questions about? Do I need to search for a name? Do I need to search for a place, for an object? Okay, so I want you to read the listening exercise, and then listen the first time. Answer as much as exercise as you can, and when you finish that first part, read again what is the information or the questions or the exercises that you didn't do. You take into account what are they asking you for, and then you can listen the second time. This is my suggestion and this is my invitation, because you know that in the school we do it like this. But if you need a third time to listen it, it's up to you and it's your decision. Okay, my princess, I hope you enjoyed the video as I do, explaining to you. And if you have any other question, you always have the possibility to ask your teacher. But first, try to do it by yourself. See you. Bye bye.